Hi, everyone. Welcome back to Podcast and Chill, your favorite place to relax and improve your English. I'm Leo, your cheerful guide, and with me is Gwen, the smartest, calmest person I know.
Greetings, everyone. I'm not sure about being the smartest, but I'll take it, Leo. You're definitely the most energetic person I know.
I'll take that as a compliment. So, Gwen, I've been thinking, have you ever felt overwhelmed by how much there is to learn and how little time there is to do it all? I mean, you're so knowledgeable, so you must spend a lot of time learning, right?
I do feel like that sometimes, and it's a feeling that so many people can relate to. It's because we live in a world where everything is moving fast.
Exactly. People want to learn new skills, pick up new languages, or keep up with changes in technology. But it feels like the more we try, the slower it gets.
That's why the question, how can I learn faster, is so important. No matter if you're preparing for exams, building skills for your job, or picking up something new just for fun, learning how to do it effectively can have a huge impact.
And that's what we're here to talk about today. We're going to explore some simple science-backed ways to make learning faster and easier.
So if you've ever wished for a way to speed things up and feel more confident in your learning, stay tuned. In today's episode, we've prepared a free PDF with tips and resources to help you on your journey. Now, let's get into it. So, Leo, have you ever wondered how our brain actually learns?
Definitely. I've always thought it would be amazing if there was a simple way to get smarter faster.
Well, the brain actually learns better when we repeat things and connect new information to what we already know. It's like building bridges between ideas. The more you repeat something, the stronger the connection becomes.
Like when you keep practicing a song on the guitar until you can play it without thinking.
Great example. It's active learning. When we engage with the material, practice, and try to understand it deeply, it helps our brain keep the information for a longer time. Research shows that active learning techniques can strongly improve how well students learn. A study from Harvard University found that students who used active learning methods scored higher on tests than those who learned through traditional lectures. This means that when students participate actively in their learning, they tend to remember more and understand better.
That's actually positive. Instead of just reading something once and hoping it sticks to our mind, we need to keep going over it, right?
Yes, that's where spaced repetition comes in. Instead of cramming, you can review what you learned at regular intervals, like after a day, then a few days later.
That sounds much better than staying up all night before a test.
Yep, you can use tools like flashcards or apps like Quizlet or Anki to make spaced repetition easier. They help you practice in a smarter way.
So, the key is don't rush it. Being hasty doesn't make you smarter. Review, repeat, and let your brain do its magic.
That is such a nice quote, Leo.
Thank you. Next, let's talk about something we all struggle with, which is staying focused when we study.
That one is so worth discussing, Leo. A lot of people try to study for hours without stopping, but that can actually make them less productive.
I agree. One great tip for learning faster is to study in short, focused sessions.
Yeah. Have you heard of the Pomodoro Technique?
Is it the method where one studies for 25 minutes and then take a 5-minute break?
Exactly. It's a simple method that can really boost our focus and reduces fatigue. Studies have found that short study sessions are more effective than long, uninterrupted ones. When you take breaks, your brain gets a chance to rest and recharge.
It's like eating a big meal all at once. You might feel sick. But if you eat smaller meals throughout the day, you feel much better.
Overall, Pomodoro Technique makes studying feel less overwhelming and more manageable.
So, if you want to learn faster, give the Pomodoro Technique a try. Let's take a look at 5 helpful phrases from today's discussion.
Engage with, to actively connect with or involve yourself in something. Example, to learn better, try to engage with the text by asking questions as you read.
Participate in, to take part in an activity or event. Example, If you participate in group discussions, you'll improve your speaking skills faster.
Stick to the mind. Easy to remember. Example. That funny story always sticks to my mind, so I'll never forget it.
Go over something. To review or check something carefully. Example. Before the exam, go over your notes one more time to feel prepared.
Cramming. Trying to learn a lot in a short time, usually before an exam. Example. I didn't study all week, so now I'm cramming the night before the test. Now let's move on to some questions to help you understand today's topic. Question 1. How does the brain learn better? The brain learns better when we repeat things and connect new information to what we already know.
Question 2. What is spaced repetition, and why is it important? Spaced repetition is reviewing information at regular intervals, like after a day or a few days later, instead of cramming all at once. It helps you remember information better. Let's carry on with our discussion. Gwen, I've got a question for you. Do you think there's the most perfect way to learn something?
Nice question, Leo. The answer is no. There's no one-size-fits-all method. But mixing up your learning methods can make a big difference.
Mixing it up? Like how?
Well, instead of just reading a book, try adding other ways to learn. Watch a video, listen to a podcast, or even practice what you've learned in real life.
Like how my friend reads a book to improve his English, but also listens to podcasts, hear how people speak naturally.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Our brain loves variety. When you use different senses like seeing, hearing, or doing, it processes and remembers information faster,
That's so cool. So, reading and watching videos together is better than just one of them?
right? It's like giving your brain a workout from all angles.
Got it. Now, what about sleep? Everyone says it's important, but does it really help you learn?
Absolutely. Sleep is like a save button for your brain. Neuroscience research reveals that when you sleep, your brain sorts out and stores the things you learned during the day. It's like your brain is organizing its files so you can remember them better later on.
Wow. So if I don't sleep enough, I might forget what I learned?
Exactly. And here's a tip. Studying before bed can help you remember even better.
That's good to know. I'll stop scrolling on my phone late at night and try that instead.
Smart move, Leo. Now, let's talk about curiosity. Do you frequently ask questions while you're learning?
All the time. I can't help it. I'm a curious person.
That's great. Being curious and asking questions makes learning more fun and effective.
Why does that work, though?
Simple. When you're curious, your brain gets excited. Looking for answers keeps your mind active and you remember things better.
So, if I stay curious, I'll enjoy learning more?
You got it right. When you're curious, learning becomes a joy. Learning is just about gaining knowledge and finding answers. It's a refreshing journey of exploring and discovering new things.
I love that. It makes learning feel like an adventure.
It really is. Finally, let's remind our listeners. Try different learning methods, get enough sleep, and stay curious. These simple tips can make a huge difference.
And they're easy to start too. Maybe try one today, like watching a video about something you're learning or going to bed earlier.
Perfect advice, Leo. Learning faster doesn't mean rushing. It's about using your time and energy wisely. Let's all give it a try.
If you have tips or questions about learning faster, let us know in the comments below. Now, let's move on to discuss some useful phrases in today's episode. Carry on. To continue doing something. Example, Lisa carries on working after eating dinner.
Mix up. To combine or change the usual order of things. Example, don't just read textbooks. Mix up your learning by watching videos and listening to podcasts.
Sort out. To organize or solve a problem. Example, after studying all day, my brain needs sleep to sort out everything I learned.
Stay curious. To keep wanting to learn or know more about something. Example, if you stay curious about a topic, you'll enjoy learning it even more.
Give it a try. To try or test something new. Example, I've never used flashcards before, but I'll give it a try to see if they help me remember better. Gwen, let's jump into some questions for our listeners. Question 1. How do you stay curious when learning something new?
That's an important skill to develop. I try to ask myself why or how as much as possible, as it keeps me interested and wanting to dig deeper.
Exactly. And I also try to imagine how I can apply what I'm learning in the real world.
Question 2. How do you deal with distractions when studying or working?
That can be tough. I usually set a timer for 1 hour to stay focused, and I put my phone away during that time.
Good strategy. I also find that listening to calming music or working in a quiet place helps me concentrate better.
We'd love to hear your thoughts on these questions, so feel free to share them with us in the comments. All right, that's the end for today's episode of Podcast and Chill.
We hope you find these science-backed tips useful. Keep it in mind that learning doesn't have to be perfect. It's about trying, exploring, and improving little by little.
If you're ready to start using these tips, or if you have any questions, let us know in the comments. Don't forget to grab the free PDF with all the key tips and ideas from today's episode.
Thank you so much for listening. We believe in you, and we'll see you in the next episode of Podcast and Chill.